At the end of this video, you will know how exactly people weaponize the term boundaries and how they use it against you to their own advantage. Are you sick and tired of people who constantly talk about boundaries? The idea itself is not bad, it's just wonderful. Yet, something feels off when people start saying, "These are my boundaries, respect my boundaries, I'm protecting my boundaries." So the general idea is good, but because of people misusing it, it becomes sort of uncomfortable. Every person has the right to their own opinion, to their personal space, and to say no. No one argues about that. But there is a point at which the idea turns into a complete nonsense. Here is a simple example. One person says to another, "Hey, could you stop shuffling your feet? The sound just drives me crazy." A tiny request, barely even a conflict, but the response comes instantly. "These are my boundaries, I do whatever I want in my space, and you, don't you tell me how to live." This is where all the circus begins. Because what boundaries? No one, literally no one asked you to betray yourself, your identity, to sacrifice your beliefs or values, to suppress yourself in any way. They just asked you not to shuffle your legs like an old man. But the original idea of psychological boundaries was never about that. In modern psychology, the concept was seriously developed by Ernst Hartmann in the 1990s. He studied how people build psychological barriers between themselves and the outside world. The original discussion was about truly important things, like abuse, emotional exploitation, coercion. But then the idea found the worst interpretation possible when it got into popular psychology. And there it was simplified into absurdity, because any discomfort became violation, any request became pressure, and any compromise became betraying yourself. People started using psychological terminology the way medieval peasants used holy water. Here is a fascinating thing. 150 years ago, a sociologist, Emil Durkheim, wrote about one interesting fact. He wrote that society survives not because individuals endlessly defend their rights. It survives because of their ability to tolerate each other's existence. Civilization is built on tiny acts of restraint, on compromise, and on your ability to adjust yourself slightly so that others could breathe next to you. Family, friendship, love, community, all of it exists on your ability to tolerate minor inconveniences. Of course, without turning every irritation into drama about your identity. But somewhere along the way, people simply lost their ability to distinguish between dignity and unhealthy ego. This modern interpretation of boundaries has nothing to do with psychology and has everything to do with selfishness, masked as self-respect. Because there are things that truly are your boundaries. Your safety, your dignity, your ability to say no, your bodily autonomy, your values. It goes without the saying that these things are non-negotiable. But asking you to wash your cup, or not to shuffle your feet, not to whistle, not to slam doors, is not an oppression. It's just a basic respect. But the most ironic part is that people constantly shouting about oppression and breaking their boundaries are usually ones who expect unlimited patience from everyone else. They can interrupt you, ignore you, disappear for weeks, but the moment you react, you are the one who is toxic. Real maturity is not about weaponizing the word boundaries. Rather, it's about understanding what battles really matter. My name is Dan, I'm a clinical psychologist. Subscribe for more.